Hey guys, here in a nutshell with me, Ina. Tuloy ang usapan natin tungkol dito sa mga nangyayaring refusal sa PGWP. This time, we have our suke, Attorney Lou Jansen Dangzalan, to share with us nakamute ka, Attorney Lou, his insights about what is going on and additional remedies. Okay, na pwede rin yung i-explore sakaling kabilang kayo sa mga nare-refuse ang PGWP because of this reported confusion dun sa pag-upload ng language test requirement. Yan. Okay. Welcome back, Attorney Lou.
Hi.
Marami ka ng mga naaayos na mga refusal for this reason ba sa mga client mo?
Mayroon ng mga mangilan-ngilan, and the strategy is always mixed bag. Maganda yung episode na kinover ninyo ni ano nga pala
Ate
niya, sorry.
Oshin, she
Si Ate
actually mentioned
Oshin.
you there. I
Oh,
remember.
did she? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that she did.
Oo.
Anyway, it was a very good coverage of the issue kasi matagal na siyang nangyayari. She's absolutely right na it's a long-standing issue, pero ayun nga, dahil sa confusion dun sa upload slot na nawawala for language, yung iba nako-confuse na hindi kailangan, na alam naman natin kailangan, kaya nga tayo nag-test, 'di ba? Alam naman ng mga tao 'yan eh. Malinaw na siya. Actually, sidebar dyan is na-bring up na 'to multiple times ng mga lawyers and advocacy groups to the Immigration Department na, "Uy, problema 'to, maraming nako-confuse, baka puwede kayong maglagay ng slot." Sorry, andito si mama sa likod.
No problem. Hi, tita. Okay lang yan.
Yeah, na ano siya, na extra. No, but yun nga, yung kalalabasan nito, nare-refuse because kulang. So, ang solution usually, kailangan mag-reconsideration. Yun yung tamang ruta. Pero may mga creative solutions din. So, yung iba tatawag sila sa kanilang MP's office, hihingi ng assistance, usually magre-reconsideration with web form, tapos kasama doon yung language test. And alam mo talaga dito talaga magma-matter yung skill set ng yung skill set ng inyong mga MPs kung saan kayo nakatira. Dun talaga siya lalabas yung skill set. Dahil kapag magaling yung MPs ninyo, MP's office, maganda yung usually kinakalabasan.
Okay. How does one ask help from the MPs? What do you tell the MPs? Pag
Well,
ganyan.
sir, first of all, punta kayo sa Google, hanapin ninyo yung website na Find My MP. And kapag napunta niyo yung website na yun, ilalagay lang ninyo yung postal code ninyo. And then, mag-i-email kayo dun sa constituency office requesting for help. I-identify niyo yung sarili ninyo. Hi, my name is Ina Andolong. And here is proof of my address, usually Ontario photo ID or driver's license, for example. Basta nakalagay yung pangalan ninyo, yung address ninyo, para ma-verify niya ng constituency office na dun ka nga nakatira sa kanilang jurisdiction. Tapos, i-explain mo sa kanila very briefly kung ano yung nangyayari. Tapos, bigyan ninyo ng contact details ninyo. Tapos, kung may sensitive deadline, you inform them as well.
Okay. Is there like a faster route? Or ito, kasi nabanggit mo, no? Pwede sa MP or reconsideration or through web form, yung ganyan. What do you usually advise your clients? Do all these things or try MP muna and then recon, paano ba yung ginagawa mong strategy?
All of the above yung kailangan strategy dito kasi kadalasan napaka-sensitive nito dahil mawawalan yung status mo, kadalasan yung partner ninyo, whether yung Mrs. or Mr. ninyo na naka-dependent spousal open work permit, nasasagasaan din netong problema na ito, 'di ba? So all options possibly sana kung hangga't sa maaari, mas maganda.
But alam mo nakakatawa, no? I was looking back at that episode with Ate Oshin. Isa sa mga comments doon, curious ako malaman ng sagot mo dito. Sabi nung isa, alam naman natin na talagang required 'yan. So kung walang placeholder o yung slot to upload it, you should know na find another way to still attach it somewhere there. Baka daw test yan ng IRCC sa katalinuhan ng mga applicants. What do you think about that? Or is it really a glitch? Especially since you mentioned matagal nang nire-raise IRCC, yet they haven't fixed it after almost
Yeah.
2 years.
There's two things din i-unpack natin. So, matagal na siya, aware ang IRCC. Have they done anything about it? No. Kasi feeling nila, pwede namang ilagay yun sa client information. I was in a conference once, merong IRCC representative doon. Mahal po maglagay ng additional slot in order to actually program the system. Technically, may language test slot for GCKey type applications like sa Express Entry or sa study permit application. But for this particular type of application, wala. So, ibig sabihin, they have to go to the back end, magbabayad sila, ilang daang libo siguro yan, para mailagay lang yun doon. So, yung solution na sasabihin ng IRCC, upload it into the client information, gaya nga na sinabi ni Ate Oshin. Pero, yun nga, so parang sabi nung comment sa'yo, sa comment sa video, is like, baka test, parang unfair naman yata yung test na yan. Keme na lang yun. I don't think that's an actual thing. Hindi yun sinasadya. Talagang limitation lang ito ng bureaucracy para, yun nga, hindi nila mailagay dahil walang budget, I guess, para ilagay yung bagong slot na yun. Turns out, yung slots na yun, isipin natin, pupunta ka lang, adjust mo. Hindi pala. Kailangan ayusin yun from the back and then malaki-laki rin ang ginagastos.
Oo. Kamusta ba ngayon ang processing time ng PGWP? I think it would be more problematic for yung mga applicants ng PGWP na ang tagal lang hinihintay only to get a refusal. Paano yung mga ganong situations? Tapos, manganganib na naman yung nila.
Correct.
Yung status nila, ang tagal, yung sabi ni Ate Oshin, minsan umaabot ng 1 taon. Bakit paiba-iba yung yung timeline?
Well, madaming i-unpack dyan. Una sa lahat, alam naman natin na may cuts sa mga empleyado ng federal service, public service. So, ibig sabihin, maraming mga nalilay off. So, yung processing capacities ng IRCC, nababawasan. So, ibig sabihin, humahaba yung processing times. But the good news is, I saw just yesterday actually, na yung processing times for work permits from inside Canada bumaba from 260 plus days to now down to 207. So, ibig sabihin, the downward trend is there, and most likely they're employing all means possible in order to actually reduce the processing time. Pangalawang point dito is napaka-important na itong delays na to in terms of its impact sa PGWP application. Kasi if you're applying for PGWP from inside Canada, you typically have 90 days from the time of your completion of studies in order to submit a PGWP application. And from there, pwede ka na nga magtrabaho, di ba? Ang sistema, however, is because ang tagal ng processing times for PGWP, kapag ka na-refuse ka, tapos lampas ka na dun sa 90 days na nakatapos ka nga ng pag-aaral mo, problema ka, di ba? Kasi hindi ka na eligible for PGWP application from inside Canada. Typically though, may backstop yan, may backup plan. Pwede ka sana mag-apply ng PGWP from outside Canada if you are still within 180 days of the finishing of studies. Kaso nga lang, kaya nga nasabi natin, di ba, yung processing times is over 200 days. So, ito yung tyranny of the processing times, di ba? So, may mga solutions. May mga solutions na, I guess, ito siguro yung madadagdag ko doon sa discussion ninyo anong isang araw nga ni Ate Oshin na, in fact, we have had some success in the past na ito nga, pag in-explain sa officers kung ano yung kalakhan nung nangyari, nagkaroon ng confusion sa pag-upload ng language test, na-refuse ka, kung kaya naman ninyong umuwi, halimbawa ng Pilipinas, pwede kayong umuwi, tapos mag-apply kayo ng work permit from outside, tapalan nyo ng temporary resident permit application, explain, ask for, clemency. Kasi it is a simple clerical error. Ngayon, kung matapat kayo sa officer na maayos, tapos very extenuating naman yung circumstances ninyo, halimbawa, may mga anak kayo na naudot yung pag-aaral because of like what's going on, usually nagbibigay naman sila ng TRP to basically waive the basic requirement na natapos ka within 90 or 180 days of your studies. So may mga solution na ganyan.
At what point will you advise yung option to apply from outside? Ano yun? Kapag malapit na yung 90-day period, wala pa, ano yun, do they automatically just decide na, sige, isa pa akong application from outside? Paano ba yun?
They don't like multiple applications at the same time. Kailangan talaga hintayin mo yung decision. So, ang pinakamagandang advice talaga dito is prevention is the best medicine, di ba? So, make sure that you actually have a checklist of items that you need to upload. Tapos, i-double check ninyo yun sa ina-upload ninyo. Kung may kulang, tapos hindi nyo na-upload, naku, paano na yun? Anong gagawin ninyo? Diba? Tapos nasubmit nyo na. Meron tayong web form. Ngayon, kung nagduda kayo, halimbawa, hinihintay nyo pa rin yung PGWP application, hot tip para dyan sa mga naghihintay pa rin. Gusto nyo sigurado kayo, hindi nyo maalala kung na-submit nyo yung language test ninyo, submit nyo ngayon na habang wala pang desisyon.
Pwede
Diba?
yun.
Web form
Okay
nyo.
lang yun.
Pwede yun. Okay lang yun.
Okay.
Basta wala pang desisyon. Yun, at that point, kapag hindi nakita ng officer yun, pero may resibo kayo na nasubmit nyo yung web form ninyo, nasubmit nyo yung language test ninyo in time, problema ng IRCC yun. Unfair na yun kapag ganun.
Yun, that's one way, no? I guess kaya useful, at least, no? Nakadalawa tayong episode tungkol dito, no? Kung hindi nyo na isama, pwede na,
Pwede
right now, ilagay ninyo. Oo, basta wala pa yung decision. Okay. Yung sinasabi mo naman na,
Yes,
Luno,
yes.
yung applying from out. Kunyari, kailangan na nila mag-apply from outside. Tapos sabi mo, dagdagan pa nila ng isang TRP application. Are these things easy to do if you are doing it DIY? Would you advise, okay lang ba yun, do you think?
Yes, I think so. PGWPs tend to be one of the more simple types of work permit applications. Basta malinis yung records ninyo, you're organized, napaka-importante nito. Kasi kadalasan ang nakikita ko sa mga nakakaligtaan na i-upload nga yung language test, people are not organized. They are rushing instead na, ayusin ninyo, take your time, upuan ninyo, gawa kayo ng checklist, kahit na may notebook pa kayo, sulat nyo kung ano yung mga requirements para sigurado kayong nandun yung mga totoong requirements na kailangan i-submit. Napaka-basic lang naman ng elements ng isang PGWP applicants. Isa-isahin natin. The application form, of course, yung inyong passport, prior permits, halimbawa yung study permit, tapos syempre, yung mga specifics sa studies ninyo, which is yung completion of studies letter, and yung full transcripts ninyo for your studies. And yung purpose ng transcripts, guys, hindi ito para i-evaluate ang grades ninyo. Okay lang yun kahit di matataas ang grades nyo. Ang tinitignan nila dito is kung nag-comply kayo with your study permit, meaning nag-aral kayo ng full-time the whole time na nandun kayo as a study permit holder. So kapag meron na kayo na itong mga elements na to, plus the language test, which is the newest requirement, yun, sulat ninyo yung mga requirement. Tapos upload ninyo or compile ninyo into PDF nga para kapag in-upload ninyo, sigurado kayong nandun. Also, retain a copy of what you submit. Halimbawa, tinutulungan kayo ng kapatid ninyo, ng kamag-anak ninyo, ng tita ninyo, ng isang social worker in order to prepare this application. Make sure that you retain a copy for yourself para kapag babalikan ninyo, tapos halimbawa, knock on wood, talagang kailangan nyo ng tulong, pupunta kayo sa akin, meron tayong record na babalikan para pwede natin i-apela at dumulog sa IRCC via reconsideration nga or other means na kailangan natin gawin, meaning through the MP's office, TRP, etc. All of the above, basically. Para meron tayong record, malinis at maayos yung pag-aapela natin.
Yan. Is it safe to assume, Luna, kung ang talagang ground for the refusal is yung kakulangan ng language test, that if you do appeal or seek a reconsideration or what, na ma-overturn talaga yun? Is it almost certain?
That is a good question. The harsh reality is there are no guarantees of an outcome whenever you go to immigration. Wala pong makakapag-garantiya na maa-approve ang inyong PGWP kahit na napakaganda po ng application ninyo. Pwede pa rin magkamali ang officer. Ngayon, kung magre-request kayo ng apela at reconsideration nga, hindi ibig sabihin pagbibigyan kayo. Kailangan merong ground ang inyong apela. Usually, ang nangyayari, sabi nga ninyo sa previous episode ninyo, is i-raise ninyo yung mga humanitarian conditions. Siguro, inuance natin to. In any TR application, there is no such thing as a humanitarian application. Pang-permanent residence lang po ito. Siguro pwede natin sabihin, ito po yung extenuating circumstances. Makaka-disrupt po ito sa pag-aaral ng mga anak ko, halimbawa. So may mga batang masasagasaan. Pero wag po natin basta-bastang i-raise yung humanitarian sa temporary resident applications. Worker, student, visitor. Kasi hindi po ito ground na valid legal ground in temporary residence applications. But you can raise extenuating circumstances. Kasi po, hindi ko po talaga alam na dapat pala i-upload yung language sa client information. Hindi ko naman alam kung para saan yung client information. Kasi
Mhm.
kadalasan ho, nung nag-apply ako ng study permit, meron pong slot for language test. Noon po, in-upload ko.
Yeah.
Ito nga ho, katunayan nga ho, itong language test na kinuha ko, it was taken before I submitted the PGWP. So, meron kang parang pruweba na meron ka talaga language
Yeah.
test. Intention mo talagang i-upload yun 'di ba? Para
Yeah.
kasama sa iyong PGWP. So, yun yung mga constellation of evidence na tinatawag ko na maaaring makatulong dun sa iyong apela.
Oo. So, parang ano pala, baka red flag pala, Lu. Kunyari yung date ng kanilang exam, recent or after nung pag-submit nila.
Correct. And siguro linawin din lang natin, 'di ba? Hindi naman masama na may bago kayong test kasi halimbawa hindi kayo satisfied. Halimbawa
Oo.
puro 7 yung CELPIP nyo, 'di ba? Tapos syempre nagpe-prepare ka na rin for express entry. Nagkataon na nag-take ka ulit after na-submit yung PGWP mo, tapos sabihin natin 9s tsaka 10s. Ang ganda, 'di ba? So syempre proud ka, 'di ba?
Okay.
Yun yung na-upload mo. Gawin niyo po, i-upload niyo po pareho.
Alright. Old and new. Okay, okay.
Yes. Tapos i-ano
Okay.
nyo, i-point out nyo sa officer na yung old ninyo. O yan before ko sinabit ng PGWP, may CELPIP na ako. Intention ko talaga, pero di ko lang talaga naisama dahil na-confuse ako doon sa platform.
Okay. Alright. O last na lang, Lu, no? Moving away from itong grounds dun sa kulang ng slot. Okay, nare-refuse dahil wala kang language test. Ano pa ba? Mga common reasons nowadays ba't nare-refuse ang PGWP? Are there other big reasons?
Meron.
Madalas.
Marami. Oo. Break in studies. 'Di ba? You're not supposed to be going on break on studies. It has an impact on your PGWP eligibility. Marami na rin ako mga cases na handle na nag-take ng leave of absence na katagal-tagal or nag-fail sila sa mga subjects. Therefore, the next semester, hindi sila eligible to take the next succeeding course. May prerequisite, diba? Hindi mo na ipasa yung prerequisite. Halimbawa, kung calculus yan, siguro ngangaragin ako, diba? So, tipong ganun, kung hindi kayo full-time the whole time, magkakaproblema kayo sa PGWP eligibility. As much as possible, dapat full-time kayo.
Oo nga. May remedy pa ba yun? Tapos na yung klase. Ano ba yan? Di ba? Magpi-PGWP ka na nga.
Yes. Meron. Kapag magkailangan nyo talagang mag-part-time, halimbawa walang available courses, kukuha kayo ng support letter from school or magli-leave of absence kayo from class. But consult at this point kasi very fact-specific po yan. Marami na po ako naitawid ng mga ganyang cases na nagsibagsakan, unfortunately. Tapos, na-refuse sa PGWP or binigyan sila ng PGWP na very short duration lang. Kasi kinakalkula nila yan doon sa time na full-time ka lang. 'Di ba? So, as much as possible, keep your nose clean. Full-time studies at all time. Kasi isa pang semplang. Yung madami sa mga kababayan natin ginagawa yung 1+1, 'di ba? Program stacking.
Yes.
1 year plus 1 year. Tapos equals 3 years PGWP. So, yung iba gagawin nila, magpa-program stacking sila, nag-start sila ng September, matatapos sila ng April, yung susunod na start nila September kaagad. Paano kung walang LOA for September the following year at napunta ka sa January? Ibig sabihin, nag 8 months ka na break. That's more than 180 days. 6 months. Di ba? So, ibig sabihin, kung may break yung studies mo, ang bibilangin lang nila, yung most recent studies, ang bibigay lang sa'yo 1 year PGWP. Kaya mag-iingat po tayo sa mga situations na ganyan. Yes. Dami talagang teknikalidad ng PGWP sa totoo lang.
Alright. Okay. Thank you, Attorney Lu. Ang email ni Attorney Lu, yung gumagapang dyan sa ibaba, no? If you have other concerns about your PGWP, tulad nga ng sinabi ko dun sa nakaraang episode, ito pala ang isa sa mga most discussed topics lately sa mga international student forums, mga Facebook groups, kasi nga umuulan ng refusals dahil sa issue na ito. Thanks so much, Attorney Lu. We will end this episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.